Ever feel like you're screaming into the void, pouring your heart out to people who just don't get it? You're not alone. But here's the truth. The louder you shout, the weaker you look. What if I told you the real power isn't in your voice, it's in your silence? Let me tell you about John. John's a guy who knows what it's like to be betrayed. He's been there, stabbed in the back by co-workers, undermined by a boss who smiles while sharpening the knife. For years, he tried to explain himself, defend his actions, prove he wasn't the villain they painted him to be. But you know what? It only made things worse. The more he talked, the more they twisted his words. The more he defended, the guiltier he seemed. One day, John had enough. He stopped explaining, stopped defending, stopped caring what they thought. He just went quiet. At first, it was hard. The silence felt heavy, like a weight on his chest. But then, something changed. His colleagues started to notice. The whispers died down. The accusations lost their bite. And his boss, he started treating John with a new kind of respect. Not because John had changed, but because the silence forced them to look at themselves. See, when you stop reacting, you take away their power. They feed on your anger, your frustration, your need to be understood. But when you go silent, they're left staring into a mirror they can't escape. They start to doubt themselves, question their own motives, and that's when the cracks appear. John didn't just survive, he thrived. He channeled that pain, that betrayal, into fuel. He worked harder, smarter, quieter, and while they were busy trying to figure him out, he was already steps ahead. Silence wasn't his weakness, it was his weapon. Now, I know what you're thinking. But what if they think I'm weak? What if they think I've given up? Here's the thing. They want you to think that. They want you to break, to snap, to give them the reaction they crave. But you're smarter than that. You're not here to play their games. You're here to win. And sometimes winning means walking away without a word. So how do you use silence as a weapon? Let's break it down. First, understand why silence works. It's not about being passive. It's about being strategic. When you don't react, you force the other person to confront their own behavior. They start to feel uneasy, unsure. They wonder why you're not fighting back. That uncertainty, that's your power. Second, silence shows confidence. Think about it. The lion doesn't roar to prove it's the king. It just is. You don't need to explain yourself to people who aren't worth your time. Your actions speak louder than any words. Third, silence conserves your energy. You're not wasting your breath on people who don't deserve it. Instead, you're focusing on what matters. Your goals, your growth, your future. Fourth, silence lets you observe. While they're talking, scheming, trying to get under your skin, you're watching. You're learning. You're memorizing every slip, every weakness. And when the time is right, you strike, not with anger, but with precision. Now let's talk about how to apply this. Say you've got a toxic friend who's always dragging you down. They criticize, they manipulate, they make you feel small. What do? You stop engaging. No more long explanations, no more defending yourself. Just nothing. They'll hate it. They'll push harder at first, but eventually they'll back off. Because deep down, they know they're losing control. Or maybe it's a family member who loves to stir the pot. Same thing. You don't owe them your energy. You don't owe them your words. Let them talk. Let them dig their own grave. And what about online trolls? Oh, they love getting a rise out of you. But when you don't bite, when you just scroll past, they lose their power. They're left shouting into the void. And that void, it's deafening. Here's the hard part. It takes patience. It takes discipline. You'll want to react, to defend, to prove them wrong. But don't. Bite your tongue. Let the silence do the work. And when you feel that rage bubbling up, remember this. Your anger is their fuel. Don't give it to them. Instead, use that pain. Channel it into something productive. Hit the gym. Build your business. Write that book. Whatever it is that makes you stronger. Let their betrayal be the fire that forges you into something unbreakable. And one last thing. Don't confuse silence with surrender. Silence isn't giving up. It's choosing your battles. It's knowing when to walk away and when to strike. And when you do strike, it won't be loud. It'll be quiet, calculated, and devastating. So, what's your story? Have you ever used silence to win a battle? Or are you still learning how? Let me know in the comments. Look, I get it. This world can be brutal. It's full of people who want to drag you down, who want to see you break. But you're not like them. You're stronger. You've got the spine to stand tall, even when the knives are out. So remember, when you're tempted to lash out, to explain yourself, to prove them wrong, don't. Embrace the silence. Let it be your shield, your sword, your crown. Because here's the truth. The loudest screams are the ones never heard. And the most dangerous people, they're the ones who've mastered the art of saying nothing at all. If this hit home, if it made you think, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment with your own story. I want to hear how you've turned pain into power. And share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread this message together. You've got this. Stay silent. Stay strong. Stay unstoppable.